when it comes to things like poltergeist activity, almost always there's going to be the possibility that what we're looking at is fraudulent. When I was looking at the cases for Poltergeist Over Scotland, it's 134 cases, I found that the percentage where hoax was evident was 4.5%. Other studies that took place in the 70s and 80s found numbers of about 8 to 9%, and another study that took place in America in the 90s, they found a percentage of about 15%. So I think we have to acknowledge that there's always a good chance that what we're experiencing is not supernormal in any way. It's actually done by the sneakiest and bizarre and most weird creatures on the planet, which is ordinary human beings. Ordinary human beings will do very strange things for no obvious gain, and for absolutely baffling reasons. And I'll just give you an example of when it comes to this. There was a case that was investigated over several months in England just before the First World War, and the usual sort of poltergeist activity had been taking place. Things had flown through the air, stones were thrown, fireworks had gone off, all sorts of strange things like this. A very sceptical investigator from the Society of Psychical Research thought that it may not have been entirely supernatural, it may not have been completely kosher, so he spent a long time investigating it. And when he came to realise what was going on, he had to be very circumspect about how he phrased it, because he realised that the things that were being thrown around were actually secreted inside the body of one of the perpetrators. And this perpetrator, I should let you know, was a middle-aged solicitor. So if people like that can do baffling things like secrete things inside their body and then throw them around, you have to use your imagination. Then we can't say that poltergeist, if there is a poltergeist around, then it is genuinely supernormal. Maybe it is fraudulent. Maybe it is baffling. One of the curiosities that we've discovered is that there is sometimes a mix of what appears to be authentic or what appears to be fraudulent. In many cases, I think it goes like this. The poltergeist activity, the authentic poltergeist activity, kicks off and it baffles everyone and amazes everyone. A bit later on, important people start to turn up. Journalists, religious visitors, parapsychologists, scientists, people who want to study and explain this. But by and large, by now, the poltergeist activity, the original activity, has ceased. However, the person at the centre of it, who's often young and often starved of attention, decides that it's really quite exciting having all these important people in their lives. So they then attempt to perpetuate the phenomena by performing clumsy hoaxes. Those clumsy hoaxes are then noticed and exposed, and everyone assumes that the whole activity itself was fraudulent. But I think we can see a pattern in dozens of cases where it starts off with something authentic and it ends in a clumsy hoax. But sadly, it's the clumsy hoax that dominates the narrative rather than the original phenomena.